into our next panel discussion and bring up on stage the co-founder of Women in Cloud and multiple award winner, Chaitra Vidulapalli. She's here. She's a big Scorpio, and she's going to lead us through the next one and be our moderator. Chai, I love you. I look up to you. You are just so inspirational to me. Thank you so much. I'll get off stage so you can bring them on. Thanks.
Absolutely. Thank you, Patty. And thank you, Karen, for leading a fantastic panel. And I think the theme is dreaming big. And we all have to dream big. And Women in Cloud was based on the same foundation is we want to create an economic access in billions of dollars for female tech founders. So that was dreaming big. As Patty had said, the theme is like from a zodiac sign. I am Scorpion. That means I'm intuitive and passionate. And you probably see it in all the work I do. And I'm very focused and assertive and very tenacious to get what we want to create in the world. So pretty excited to be here and excited to host all of you. In the work that we are doing is really disrupting $1 billion markets with cloud marketplaces. That's the new trend. Yesterday at Microsoft, they talked about it. That's where the big investment is going. And we will be spending a lot of time having a panel discussion for all of you to understand what that opportunity looks like. And then I'm going to invite all the panel speakers with me. So here's the narrative right now that we are looking at. The data suggests that, the Fortune 1000 companies make up like $14.2 trillion in revenue, making 2/3 of the US economy, okay, according to the latest numbers. Now, digital transformation that is powered by cloud computing is estimated to go around $700 billion, and 80% of those B2B transactions, interaction between the supplier and buyers will occur in the digital channels in 2025, according to Gartner. And due to pandemic, we are witnessing that emergence of another transformational shift that's coming with the rise of the cloud marketplaces, which enable all the SaaS solutions where they can sell, well, all the entrepreneurs and founders can sell it effectively on, cloud marketplaces like the Microsoft one. While these marketplaces are still early in their early days, they are processing billions of dollars and are dramatically accelerating the deals for the B2B SaaS vendors. So over the next coming years, we will expect the cloud marketplaces to become the fundamental sales channel for enterprise software, capturing that substantial share of $450 billion in this industry. So the next set of thought leaders that we are going to have, I would love to invite Stephanie Ferguson, Christine Puccio, and John Yankee today on the stage with me and really have a deep dive discussion on it. And this is all about thinking big and dreaming big and creating access to billions of dollars to female tech founders. Okay, and welcome to all of you. Yeah, each one of you did fabulous this morning on the Microsoft stage, and it was really transformative for a lot of the people who heard this new concept. So what I would like to do is I would like all of you to introduce by your zodiac sign, where you work, and how do you represent in the $700 billion digital economy. Go ahead, Stephanie. I'll start with you. Welcome to Women in Cloud.
Thank you. Thank you. So hi, everybody. I'm Stephanie Ferguson. I am a Virgo. That means I am iron-willed and relentless, but I'm also pretty darn self-aware and I don't take myself too seriously. So there you have it. I lead the Global Demand Center for Microsoft. And what that is that's the engine that drives the growth of our commercial business, including Azure, Dynamics 365, Microsoft 365. And I also have responsibility for marketplace on the marketing side of the house, which includes how we programmatically serve both our partners and our customers. So very excited to be here.
Welcome, Stephanie. Christine.
Hi, everyone. Let's see. I am a Taurus, so I am dependable, hardworking, trustworthy, and ambitious. So that those are the few adjectives that explain me, I think, in my business as well. I am the vice president of F5's Global Cloud Alliances organization and go-to-market programs.
Welcome, Christine. John.
Hey everyone, my name's John Yaki. I'm CEO of Tackle, and I am a Libra, and I honestly had to look this up. So I'm peaceful, fair, and I hate being alone, which is amazingly accurate. So Tackle, we help software companies embrace the cloud marketplaces, help them list, sell, and scale their businesses. And we're a Microsoft partner and work with hundreds of software companies on initiating and scaling their cloud go-to-market. And I love nothing more than helping software companies figure out how to sell with the cloud.
Perfect. Welcome, everyone. And John, you will not be alone. We have a quorum here watching all of us today.
Right. I had to look mine up too, John.
Me too.
Fantastic. So I want to go with the icebreaker, and it's for all of you, and also all of you who are watching. I want you to put it in the chat. So the $1 billion question is, if you were given a $10 million, how will you make the digital economy exciting for us? So Stephanie, how about you to open the discussion?
Sure. So for me, it is all about starting with customers. And really, if we're going to start with customers as a company, we've got to then enable our partners. And so I think of, really plowing, whether it's $10 million or $1 million or $100 million, how do we make the most comprehensive marketplace so that partners can monetize their solutions and help customers with their innovation? I think this creates a wonderful virtuous cycle, because when partners innovate and bring that to customers to help them innovate, it keeps going. So that's where my heart is right now, and that's where I'd go.
And Stephanie, that investment is the right investment for the customer. Christine.
I would say mine's in line with Stephanie, and I would say if I could add in any type of AI or analytics to just more around like how customers are using the technology, getting that information out to partners so they can be even more innovative with how we can better service. I think I can remember when I was shopping on Pottery Barn, and for some reason I left everything in my shopping cart, and they started emailing me directly with discounts, and I thought, how did that happen? And this was years ago, and I'm like, wow, they know me. I would love to have that experience, for our customers and our partners.
Awesome. And John?
Love that one. I actually watched Satya's keynote, and he talked about there was a case study around custom air product services and how they built an app with Power Apps that actually aligned with what I was thinking. So I think every vertical, there are business processes run in spreadsheets. Every one of those business processes run in a spreadsheet is $1 billion SaaS idea. So like the verticalization, we've spent the last 20 years kind of building horizontal infrastructure SaaS, and the next generation, I think, will get powered by industry clouds and vertical SaaS and solving those business problems that are currently in spreadsheets.
Absolutely. I think each of you actually touched on it, right? It's the customer focus, removing all the manual processes so you can actually become more productive through technology. All is the right place. And I do personally feel is if we had we were given the $10 million, I think it's building the community that can create the economic engine for the future and create lots of jobs, a lot of new innovations in the market. And I think they're doing the right thing by bringing through the partnership. So Stephanie, Christine, this is for both of you. Yesterday was like massive announcements on big investments that were made in the marketplace. And I think it was all about dreaming big, and Microsoft is doing their promise and showing the promise on marketplace. Share with us is how Microsoft is innovating with partners and customer through the digital marketplace, and why should the audience here, because a lot of our audience is entrepreneurs, care about participating in marketplace. So Stephanie, I'll start with you first.
Sure. I mean, essentially for us, the marketplace is our centralized engine for how we connect customers and partners. And so our goal is just to streamline this as best as we can. How do we make it easier for customers? How do we make it easier for partners? And so I think many people heard our announcement yesterday that we really want to help partners innovate and grow by bringing our marketplace transaction fees down substantially from industry standard 20% down to 3%. And really we are so excited to do this, and we feel like it is absolutely the right thing because we want partners to keep more of their margin to be able to invest back in innovation. I think another couple things are worth noting. I think one other key thing is just the opportunity with the whole Microsoft Cloud and the whole Microsoft business. So we have such a comprehensive marketplace. And if you look at some of the depth of announcements from yesterday, you can see that there's some value announced on Microsoft 365 and Teams. There's some value announced on Dynamics and some on Azure as well. And I really do encourage people to look at that. But this comprehensive nature of things it is something that customers want. And it is an opportunity for partners to start with one part of our cloud and expand. And kind of to that point, and the point that John made earlier, one other example of innovating is to really look at that Microsoft Cloud Platform and look at the APIs aligned to industries that are available for healthcare, manufacturing, financial services, and not-for-profit. And again, kind of getting to all those manual processes that could be automated and turned into value for customers in return. So, I think there's an opportunity for partners to jump in, leverage these assets, and then really broadly make their products available, with association with the Microsoft Cloud and our broad customers, and also our geographical footprint. So we are really trying to look at how do we help partners? What's the next thing and the next thing and next thing? And hopefully yesterday was a good day for folks in terms of our announcement. We feel good about it.
Stephanie, I was cheering, I was dancing when I heard that one. And that one was probably the best market signal we have found in the marketplaces over the last 20 years. And I would say that is the way how you make the access equitable for everybody. And Christine, you won the Partner of the Year award at the Commercial Marketplace. So congratulations. And you have been leading for F5, truly transformation around the marketplace. So tell us how you are innovating with Microsoft and your channel partners using Marketplace as a new channel.
So, I covered this yesterday. I think I was talking, John, with folks from Tackle, and we went through a lot of acquisitions, and so we had a lot of offerings that our customers were purchasing. And so for us, Marketplace became almost a central location for us to meet the customer. So, we started innovating with the Marketplace itself. What features can we draw from the platform and automate? And we had a very good relationship with Microsoft's engineering team within the Marketplace organization. And so we were feeding in requirements that were really important to us. And the two that were launched, I will say, was a very good, passionate discussion that we had, because we had not only as a partner, right, of Microsoft, but I have other partners, right, that I'm also trying to help meet our customers. And so it's an opportunity now with this announcement for us to bring all of the innovation that we've created in the last year or so with the program, with the programs that Microsoft has for the platform, and now we get to extend that to our channel community. And that's really where we start to see the real fun and creative ideas that our channel provides.
Absolutely, Christine. And, we took a signal last year, and we actually developed Women in Cloud Solution Marketplace connected to the Microsoft Marketplace. So all the women founded solutions are accessible for all the enterprise companies. So now they don't even have to figure out where to find it. They can come here. Everybody has gone through the accelerator, and their solutions are looking fabulous. So, and I think this is going to be an area where we will see another 10 to 20 years, there will be a lot of innovation that's going to be coming. So John, Christine, we know that every company is going to be bringing cloud solution, and it will be spurting everywhere. So what do you see as the gold standard for companies to list and transact on marketplaces, and what makes companies stand out when participating in marketplaces? So I'll start with you, John, first.
I think there's 5 key steps that companies who want to succeed with marketplaces need to follow. And the very first one is, what is your strategy? How does your product help a cloud buyer? Like, you need to be able to answer that question clearly. And once you can answer that question, you need to get executive alignment, because, marketplace is not owned by a single person in your company. It really is an enterprise strategy, and you need alignment across the company. So the second part, once you have that alignment, you need to identify some demand. And the best practice is to enable a SWAT team to go out and start talking to buyers about, would it be easier to buy from us on your cloud bill? And it doesn't necessarily have to be a question of marketplace. It could be a little bit nuanced. You have a strategic relationship with Microsoft, because not everyone will understand marketplace or even that's available. So go identify some demand, because when you list, you want to be able to list and transact quickly. Every new channel you need to bring to life, and the way to bring it to life is to actually execute on revenue. And once you have revenue and you transact once, transact 5 times, 10 times, you can then build the social proof to educate both your field sellers and your customers with, because your field sellers will emulate the success patterns that they see. So you have to help create those success patterns. And then your buyers, once you can build that value proposition of why your product plus cloud makes a lot of sense for them, they'll naturally gravitate towards it. And then the last step, once you have that success enablement, is to really make marketplace part of your core go-to-market. It has to be thought about in all elements of your go-to-market system.
Thank you, John. What about you, Christine?
Well, I think we followed the blueprint with what John said, so we actually took what he just said in practice. It was really looking at what's our pricing, across the products within marketplace, right? Are we, parity with what we are offering customers, without being a marketplace? What are the tools and resources that we need to give to our F5 sellers in order for them to, that's more of the go-to-market side, in order for them to execute. But I think really for us, it started with understanding who was dabbling in marketplace, right? So there was like about 8 different organizations, and we did a listening tour and captured requirements. And we realized that nobody really owns a marketplace. People own a segment of it. So it really is kind of this community that we built internally. And what's really interesting to see now is that now that we've built this blueprint, other organizations are coming and saying, well, I want to pop up this marketplace, or we're just seeing more excitement. And now I think the next thing to address is, how do we bottle that enthusiasm and make sure that we're staying true to our North Star? And the North Star is where are our customers? And right now our customers, a large volume of them are at Microsoft. So, but it's a journey for sure.
And Christine, I've seen you go through the transformation work. It's been fabulous. And I think it takes work. It's a new engine you have to build. So think about as an engine creation, and then put in like the right investment. John and Stephanie, this is the one that you guys both talked about this morning, is about how to really prepare for this massive opportunity. And John, I would like you to talk about that 1 to 10, 10 to 100 customer plan. And then Stephanie, I would like to talk about how Microsoft makes it easy for companies like us to really take advantage of it. So John, go ahead.
Yeah, so as a startup kind of founder and CEO, you try to break your journey down into the 0 to 1, like who is your first customer, and then the 1 to 10, who are your first 10 customers, and then how do you scale from there to $1 million in ARR, then 10 million in ARR, then 100 million in ARR. Like that's the blueprint for every startup founder, and I think you can follow that exact same model in this marketplace world, and it comes back to those 5 steps that we talked about around product strategy, executive alignment, and finding demand. Once you understand that demand, you want to build the muscle and go execute. And that's that first customer to the first 10 customers. And from there, you build the success patterns and the social proof for everyone to follow. And that sets you up to scale from 10 customers to 100 customers. And then you build a process just to continually evolve as you go. And I think that works for startups. It works for marketplace businesses. I'm really excited. We've had a lot of success partnering with our customers on that pattern.
Absolutely. And John, I would love to bring you back again to really help us learn that 0 to 10 kind of customer acquisition plan, because you have done it over and over again. And Stephanie, how do we are small companies, we are not massive companies like EFA, how should we be thinking about engaging with the Microsoft engine as we put the solutions in the marketplace?
Yeah, I mean, today we have more than 30,000 solutions in the marketplace. And I think the way to start to think about it is, it's not just Azure. And the customer base is not just Azure. So we've got over 1 billion customers of Microsoft that really are going to, as you co-sell with us, come into the marketplace, build your first offering, build your next and your next, they're going to get exposure. And those customers are getting more and more familiar with purchasing via marketplaces as well. And I think it's our job at Microsoft to do things to help that. So for example, one of the things that we do is the Microsoft Azure consumption commitment, which is something that we have, it's a licensing construct with our customers. We've set it up so that they can draw down against that consumption commitment that gives, so you commit to a certain amount of consumption on Azure, you get a better price. But they can draw that down by buying through the marketplace. What that does is that puts, kind of all of our assets to work for you. So I think you have to look for us to continue to do thoughtful things like that to help you be successful, along with doing a fantastic merchandising job and everything you would expect from a great marketplace. So that's going to be our mindset. And I think if folks come in with that mindset as well, we will all thrive together.
And Stephanie, well said. That's what the Cloud Accelerator is designed for, to really have that new mindset for entrepreneurs so that they're not really building a business for short term, like trying to go try multiple things, but really focus on a right channel and then put in a lot of investments and resources and really have the right SWAT teams to really accomplish the goals is winning an enterprise customer. So this question is for all of you, like as these companies are embarking on the journey, are there any things that they should be considering, like changing the business model or sales processes or hiring new people? Do you have any recommendation? I'll start with you, John, and Christine, and Stephanie, if you can close it out.
Yeah, I think like changing the business model, I wouldn't say change it. It's really how do you complement your business model with marketplace? And there may be some nuances around that. And it really comes down to how does your buyer want to buy and the incentives for your buyers. So I think that's one area. And then, that leads into compensation. This should never be something that you penalize your employees for using. You should always think about marketplace, either incenting them to use marketplace or at a minimum making it compensation neutral. When people make it punitive, it's not really setting the right expectations for your organization that this is a thriving new digital channel we want to embrace. And then the last thing, investing in resources is something as you start to scale that will be necessary. Just like any channel, if you're growing a sales organization, you're going to add people. When you're growing a cloud go-to-market, over time, you're going to add people.
Thank you, John. Christine.
I'm actually looking at, even my team, I talked about getting executive buy-in and going through those steps. And then, a portion of that was how do I restructure my own team, right? So I have, the alliance relationships, right? And then I also have go-to-market programs, and I look at the team that I manage versus like a team that I managed 4 years ago, and it looks very different. So half of my team is really focused on the relationship and growing the partnership and having the executive alignment and all the things that you get out of the alliance. But then half of my team really is all about operations. So it's like looking at who are the channel partners that are, you know, in our programs that are transacting through, you know, Marketplace. How are we booking opportunities through our own CRM tool to better understand around private offers? So then I have somebody else looking after, you know, just private offers sales. So it's like half of my team really is starting to be built out for just operations. And now we're looking at adding on renewals. And now we're becoming a renewals business. I'm like, wow, where is this coming from? But it's just because we're just moving through this business model.
And Christine, can you also touch on, as you know, F5 has their solutions in the marketplace. Is there any ways that you're thinking about a P2P strategy? That means companies like us should be partnering with brands like yours, which has solutions on marketplace. Are you thinking about that business models as you go forward?
Absolutely. And this is one of the reasons why we partnered with Tackle. It was like we needed to operationalize our entire, you know, procurement platform. So to make that more robust so we could add in channel partners, we will be launching a buying program that is specialized for our channel partners, which is inclusive of digital marketing and providing you know, channel kits to other, you know, different channel partners and providing a community. So that is something that we'll be launching later this year. So, you know, continuing to build value, and anybody can participate, anybody.
You want to chime in?
Yeah, I mean, what both John and Christine said resonates with me. I think the thing for folks to remember is that this is change management. And in many cases, it's really more of an adaptive change where there's no perfect, well-established playbook in your company. And so what you're doing is you are teaching people kind of building new muscles, shall I say. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, I think this is where you just have to recognize that it takes a different kind of leadership. You have to roll up your sleeves a little bit more and show people versus expecting them to just go operate. You know, Christine, your point on the shifting, you know, kind of composition of the team is that really resonates with me as well. I have a huge portion of my team now that is operations. As we go more and more modern digital and the approach we take in our own business, let alone the work we're doing on the marketplace side. So kind of thinking about yourself as a change driver, you know, taking a page from John in terms of, you know, it's not a boom and you're already there. You're going to do it in stages, understanding that you're going to have to roll up sleeves and teach as a leader, and then recognizing that you will in fact likely think about the talent and the composition of your team.
Yeah.
And you know, working with all of you and also Karen here, Susan, we are looking into digital collective selling together. So we can create opportunities for each other. So that new idea is something we are exploring, and that will create massive access. So we are close to the end. Is there any final words of wisdom and resources you would like to share with the community? So Christine, do you have anything to share?
I love that there is no playbook. There really is no playbook. And but the great thing about this though is there is no playbook. So you can get as creative as you can. And I just say, try and fail, and that's okay. You know, because you are going to bump into walls along this journey. And but it's also fun to see the new models that are coming out, and the testament to the team being half operations really does speak volumes. So just don't be afraid to be creative.
Perfect. John?
Say if there's early stage founders and you feel like you're at product market fit, marketplace can be a way to access, you know, a gigantic buyer pool. We not only help sellers sell, we sell through Azure Marketplace and AppSource, and you know, we're in some ways our best use case. And we were a single digit person startup when we started doing that. So you can grow a meaningful, and now we're, you know, a Series B venture backed company. So I think there's a great opportunity for early stage, you know, founders to take advantage of the marketplace model to grow fast.
Thank you, John. Stephanie?
Yeah, I mean, I'll go to that really optimistic place. We have talked about challenges, but boy, I am optimistic. The opportunity in the years, like short number of years ahead, is immense for us all. There's so much need for solutions with our customers, and my goal at Microsoft is to say, how can I help build scaffolding to give you better access to customers, let you acquire them, let you actually expand your worldwide footprint, let you go from one piece of the Microsoft cloud to more of the Microsoft cloud, and really give you access to the largest distribution channel and really, really broad customer base. So that's my goal. I want to end on that note of optimism and just my excitement about this community.
First is, I agree with you, Stephanie, is the optimism is really high. I actually feel is the marketplace actually opens up that $1 trillion opportunity. If you show up, try it, explore, dream big, we can all make it happen. And here is what I learned away from each one of you is like really take action, start small, create your SWAT team, win your first 10 customers, and really start building the marketplace strategy if you are an entrepreneur and you're building a tech solution. And we actually have Women in Cloud actually has a solution marketplace. You should all go check it out, solutions.womenincloud.com. Go help each one of you, like work with them, collaborate with them, ask for a demo. So that way you get to see what solutions are here. I also saw there was a very specific thread that was happening as we were having a conversation, was really around the education piece. So I know that education is not easily accessible for women to really acquire cloud skill. So Bruna, here is the one. We are working with all the brands in the tech industry to create tech scholarships for women so they can do. So the first wave, we had 650 scholarships that were given. We had over 1,000 plus people apply, and it was over in 5 weeks. We know there's a huge demand. We are working towards that one. So keep that in mind. We as a collective community, we are listening. We are going to make things happen. Again, Stephanie, John, Christine, absolutely fantastic conversation. Each one of you are so integral to Women in Cloud community and creating this movement to be alive and really create that economic access. So thank you, and really appreciate you being with us today. And let's give a big round of applause to all of them. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.